Barrett Cohen, WLSN, and I had to catch him at a wedding, of all places, of course, but I have Brian Phelps, class of 1998, here with us, and soon-to-be Father Phelps. It's kind of got a little, God willing, that's right, it's kind of got a ring to it, but Brian, 1998 grad, we'll get to some of your accomplishments momentarily, but if you would, talk about what you're doing now. I mean, you're not, you're following the steps of Bishop Binzer, aren't you, a little bit?
A little bit, yes. He's a bishop, obviously. I'm not. But I am starting to be a priest, yes. I'm in my 6th year of seminary. So this year, God willing, in April, I'll be a deacon and ordained. So hopefully that'll go through. And for right now, I'm living the dream best I can. And the whole servant leader thing of LaSalle, I'm doing the best I can with that as well.
Brian, I have to ask you how you got into that calling. I mean, everybody that I've talked to, my dad's a deacon, and talking to him, and I've talked to a lot of priests. And when did you get that call? And then the second part of that, how did LaSalle prepare you for that call?
Well, LaSalle was a very big part of it. A teacher came to me in high school and talked to me about being a priest. And I was 17 and just thought, married, kids, that's a better life for me. But I was a teacher and a coach, and I realized this main thing. This is what I realized. I realized I liked what I did, but I wasn't fulfilled, and I couldn't figure out why. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't truly happy. And it took me leaving a life of teaching and coaching. I was a basketball coach at LaSalle High School, Bellevue High School, all that fun stuff. But it wasn't until the aspect of I finally asked God, why am I not happy? I finally found time to pray. I finally found time to look at my life and wonder what is going on. And so what really came down to, the question was this. The question it wasn't, what I want to do with my life. The question became, God, what do you want me to do with my life? And that opened up a new door for me. So when a teacher talked to me about being a priest when I was in high school, it really became something where it became real. It became like this is what I was supposed to be doing.
That's interesting how you say that. I've interviewed folks from LaSalle, all walks of life, from DeVere Posey to, a lot of guys in between, the athletic realm, and, Bishop Binzer. But to hear you say that, though, really, it's not your typical story that you hear. It's really a neat story to see, the impact of what LaSalle had on you. Talk about that experience that you had at LaSalle and how it did. You kind of touched on it there a little bit, but how it kind of paved the way, if you will, for what you're doing now. Not just in the classroom, which you've talked about, with God, but also athletically. You come from you're a guy that won GCL champ with the discus back in '98, and athletically, and that's a good segue to talk about what you're doing now with the basketball team. That you're pretty still active. A lot of questions there. Flem always harasses me. I always answer my own questions. But talk a little bit about everything we just touched on there.
Well, what LaSalle taught me was there's a big aspect of being a servant leader, and I think being a servant leader is how you lead like Christ. And leading like Christ is not about you. It's not about what you do. It's about you doing for others, not for yourself, but for others. So that love of Christ for others becomes why you do things. And that's what LaSalle had taught me about being a servant leader. And also with that, the sports aspect also taught me as well is that doing what you're supposed to be doing and trying to be the best person you can be on the field, off the field, really is a great training ground for the priesthood too, because you yourself are trying to grow in holiness, trying to be a better person, trying to be a better minister to others, and at the same time you're not doing it for yourself. And in sports, you do things not for yourself, you do things for the team. And you do things for the team by growing, be the best person you be. It's what we call virtue. And I think that's one of the main things that taught me as well. So I think that's really prepared me as well. And then as a coach of basketball at LaSalle, that really helped me as well in terms of becoming that person of making those decisions and being the strong person saying, this is what we got to do.
I got a smile on my face because where you are now, would it be uncomfortable for you now in the role you serve to sit on a Dan Fleming bench?
Yes. not because I have no problem with what he does. It's because I'm not good enough anymore. Honestly, that's what it comes down to.
It'd be a little more entertaining if you went the other way with that story.
It would be, but that's the truth, though. That's really the truth. So,
yeah, a great guy, and there's a lot of folks that look back and really, give him credit for making them the men they are today as well. But you're actually playing basketball now, certainly, and tell us a little bit about that.
When I entered seminary, I didn't realize we had a basketball team. And we actually play in tournaments with other seminarians, and it's a great thing to go. And we go to Chicago, we go to Columbus, we play against other seminaries in basketball.
And I kind of question a little bit about the skill set of some of these guys, and you led me to believe that they're pretty good.
They're not bad, actually. They're some good athletes. These kids. I'm 30.
Kids. Come on now.
I'm
Come
32.
on. I mean, you're calling them kids. I got what, 5 years on you. You're calling them kids.
Yeah, I'm 32, and so I'm a good 6, 7, 8 years older than some of the guys I play with now, and I'm the old man of the team, if you will. I'm the crafty veteran, if you will. and the thing though is that what you find out is, as we said before, all walks of life come out and become priests. So the athlete, the kid who loves to read, and sometimes those go together as well. But you come to realize
some of the other GCL schools they don't, but Salle.
I can't say that, but
you can't, but I can.
Fair enough. But what really comes down to is you start to realize that we're just normal guys. And to kind of segue into the whole basketball deal, the other thing we do is we go in and play basketball games against these grade schools. And before you ask a question about it, we don't try to beat up on them or anything like that. But the way this started is about 5 years ago. Guardian Angels across the street from us wanted to do a vocations thing, and someone said we had a basketball team. Next thing, we were playing a basketball game against their 8th graders, and it was supposed to be a one-shot deal. And what it became is these other schools started calling us when us come out there. So in 5 years, we have gone to 19 different schools, I think, now. And what we do, we go and we play, have a good time, and these 8th graders, they're pretty good. So, we have to be on our guard as well.
So what you're saying, you got a bunch of soon-to-be, how we used to say, wannabe priests beating up on 8th graders in basketball. Is that right?
I won't say beating up on 8th graders. they usually beat up on us, actually. But, we go and we play, and we have a good time, and the schools love it. And
you know what, though? What is it? For those 8th graders to look up to you guys in the role you are, I think that's probably what's most important.
And we remember that too. It's a very humbling experience for us as well. Because remember that too. It's a very humbling experience for us as well. Because when we go in there, it's a lot of fun. But these kids look up at us because they know we're starting to be priests. And so at halftime, we actually stop the game, and about 4 or 5 minutes just talk about how God is calling all people to a vocation in life, no matter what it is, either being a priesthood or married or religious life, a sister, a brother, whatever it is. And that call is always so beautiful and it's so happy, because God never calls us to a place where we won't be happy, where we won't fulfill what he asks us to do, because no matter what happens, good or bad, whatever, what we show others is our love for God and God's love for us. And that's what a vocation really is. And a vocation is not about someone being unhappy. What it is when we truly live out God's call for us, then we're preparing ourselves for heaven, and we're showing others that they can get there too. And that's why we have vocations. It's not about us, a priest being better. No, it's about us. One, the priest is for the Eucharist. They give sacraments and show others the love God has for us and how much he comes to us. Plus also, these other beautiful vocations are to show people that the love of God is there for everybody, and salvation is there for all people.
I'm going to tell you right now, you have a spot on the WLSN broadcast this year. We're going to do pre-games this year. Down in the cafeteria, half hour. We're going to be on Waycross. We're going to be on Green Township TV. You got a spot. Can you stand next to Jeff Bossy or Brett Schnieber? I mean, do you have what it takes to be with those guys?
I hope so.
You're off the right track tonight. Brian, thanks a lot for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for everything. And I know we're at a wedding right now, so I hear the music going on and just calling us back in there. But at the same time, hey, thank you so much for everything. God bless you for everything you do.
That's awesome. Thanks a lot, Brian.
Thank you very much.
Barrett Cohen, WLSN.